And the answer proved to be yes. They were outgained again, which is no surprise. They've been outgained in every game this season. They're just the second reigning Super Bowl champ to be outgained in their first 5 games of the following year. The other one, who were the Giants once upon a time, didn't make the playoffs. The Eagles sitting at 4-1. Here are their receivers after the game.
We shot ourselves in the foot a lot. Left a couple plays out there. We wasn't on the same page, but ultimately, we got to get on the same page.
The inconsistency showed up again, and we got to play 4 quarters, and we have to, stop putting a lot of pressure on our defense because they're playing really good, but we just got to pull our end.
Certain things don't get you until they get you. So we got to go back and really learn from this, take ownership for the things that we can control.
It was a day filled with missed opportunities and self-inflicted wounds on some level for the defending champs. And D. Wood, you made the point right off the top of the show. What have the Eagles lost their identity?
And I said you can't lose something you never had. If you look at the Eagles offensively throughout this whole season, what do they do well? What can you hang your hat on for the Philadelphia?
This season,
nothing. They can't run the football. And you've heard it in the clip from the wide receivers. You've heard, not on the same page. They don't do anything well on offense. And so I know Rex is going to talk about this, but all eyes, to me, leads to the offensive coordinator.
It's Kevin Patullo, who replaced Kellen Moore, who became the head coach in New Orleans. And to be clear, he came from within, right? He's not someone from the outside, so he knows the system, but he's not an experienced play caller. And you don't believe they have any rhythm in the plays that they are calling?
No, I mean, the inexperience as a play caller is showing to me because what do you hang your hat on? Nothing. What's your bread and butter?
What should it be?
It should be run the football. Absolutely run it. And you know what? The next time, run it again. Remember, all last year I kept singing, run, Eagles, run.
Right.
They don't, Coach.
They don't run. What the hell are you doing? Especially when you get a lead. Your defense is playing great. It's funny, but the clock ticks when you run the football because you stay in bounds, right? Like, click, it's going down. And that you eliminate possession. When you run the football, it helps your entire football team. And to me, the passing game becomes way more effective and way more efficient when you run the football. The play action. Jalen Hurts is really good at play action. Well, not this year, Ian, because nobody expects the run. Nobody cares about your run. So to me, this is a coaching thing. And when you see DeVonta Smith talk about we're not on the same page, it means homeboy's not on the same page. The guy that we're looking for to call our offense is not on the same page with the players. And what that tells me is you're doing a horrible job communicating with your players on what the plan is, what the specific plan is. It almost looks like a guy, this is what happens to average-ass coordinators, all right? What's the media saying? Throw the ball to A.J. Brown. Throw the ball. Okay, that's what I'm going to do because I don't want the media on you. Hey, listen, you don't have to worry about the media. Your ass will be gone before you know it. You better get in line. And the head coach right now, this is where Sirianni's got to step in. Sirianni's got to sit back, even if he's got to take play calling over, okay? If you've got to take the play calling over, then go ahead and do it because your identity, Sirianni's a tough dude. Run the damn football, Nick. Let's go.
The last time they won a Super Bowl, they encountered similar problems of figuring out their identity the next season, and they had to change coordinators again. Yesterday, they had 11 rushing attempts all game long. So when you're not running the football, you're not running the tush-push. You're not running the tush-push. You're not winning the games. And the Denver Broncos, take a look at the numbers.
Those are the numbers from yesterday.
That's crazy.
Right? Here's one thing that's not going to happen. Saquon Barkley is not going to tweet. Okay,
right.
Saquon Barkley is not. I mean, can Saquon Barkley go to an offensive coordinator and talk to him? Sure, but Saquon's not going to do that. Saquon is the person that needs to take this over. And the Eagles, they've been getting away with it, fellas, because they've been winning games in exciting fashion, right? Block kicks, special teams.
Bro, that's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. So the Broncos put them in a situation where they had to win it in the end, throwing the football, and then Jalen Hurts completing passes. But Nick Bonito's the star. He gets 2.5 sacks. And I'm telling you, going into Philadelphia, all right, to win, Sean Payton made the gutsiest call of the day yesterday, and that was a 2-point conversion.
He sure the heck did. But I got to say something before we get off the Eagles.
Go.
If I'm Nick Sirianni, the first thing I'm going to do in front of my entire football team is call out every one of my offensive line, and you know I've done it before with me. We are leaning on these guys. You guys got to get it done. D. Wood, you got to get it done. I'm calling out every one of my offensive linemen, and we're going to ride your back. And that's where you put it.
But
Put it on the big guys.
But you know what? They're a little bit banged up right now. Cam Jurgens had off-season back. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Landon Dickerson left the game. Lane Johnson's been hurt. They're a little bit more beaten up than we probably realize, which contributes to all
Let me
this.
tell you something. Let me tell you something right now.
It's a hell of a lot easier to run block than it is
Nobody
pass
gives
block.
a damn if you're hurt. Everybody's dealing with injuries. But when you're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, the way they're built, their identity is to run the football.
Okay.
And they're not running the football.
From my point of view, we just missed, you know.
It looked like you slowed up on the play. Did you not think the ball was coming your way, or what happened with that?
It's not that I didn't think the ball was coming. When I looked up, I didn't see the ball, and I looked back, I didn't see the ball, and then the ball was thrown. So, like I said, we just missed.
Did you guys talk after the play about maybe if it miscommunication, what happened?
No.
In a game like this, it is that close. Is that one of those plays that you'll kind of think about from this one?
Yeah, because it's a big play, but there's so much more that you can look at and determine what we didn't do well at, you know. So.
Why do you think you guys gave up a 17-3 lead in the fourth
Why?
quarter?
I don't know, man. That's a crazy question.
It was like on that play
the
that
passing game overall today.
Passing game, we started out really good. We were throwing the ball around the yard. Just didn't finish in the second half. Just the inconsistency showed up again. So.
Obviously, all losses are frustrating, AJ, but the ones where it feels like you guys shot yourself in the foot a lot and almost beat yourselves, give them credit, but obviously things you could have done differently. How much more frustrating are those ones?
Yeah, it's frustrating because most of the things were self-inflicted, and we beat ourselves, especially in the second half. So.
there were deep shots in this game that you guys were taking. Why do you feel like those were there in this game?
Why?
In terms of Denver was doing what you guys were doing.
They was playing man-to-man. It's simple. Yeah. What we wanted, and they gave it to us.
You said a few times about not being on the same page. Did you see that in this game?
I don't know. That's something from those two. I mean, if he said that, so he probably thought that, but
you didn't feel that
no,
was
not
an
for
issue?
me. I think he probably talking about like a signal, one or two plays or something. Not on my answer.
The beginning of the game, the passing game was clicking. Do you feel like you took steps in the right direction, maybe in stuff that had been hurting you earlier in the season, to have that success early, or?
I mean, obviously we can learn from what we did well. You know, kind of what I just said. The inconsistency showed up again, and you know we got to play 4 quarters. You know, and we can't. We have to, you know, stop putting a lot of pressure on our defense because they're playing really good. But you know, but we just got to pull our in. So at times we did, and you know, and then the second half we just stalled out. So there's a lot of things to work on and continue to get better.